What bitches piss me off or play they dead or know I'm coming. Got on all these chains, feel like a slave. Pop off, no I ain't running. Bitches 6WA, so I might spaz on you in public.
So, UCC 2026, 72 fast class. Overall, it was a good class. I did enjoy everything leading up to the class. I enjoyed that it was heads up, that we actually had to find like usable power and be able to put it to the ground. Like once we got like halfway through 72 fast, a lot of people realized like that horsepower number everybody was chasing didn't mean anything. And I think Chase Fleece said it best. We might be making like peak power, say 3,200 RPM to get that big number, but when you got a 6,000 pound truck and to keep that momentum going to where we're shifting it 38, 39, 4,000, whatever. Once you look at your graph and where your peak power is compared to where you're actually running the truck, it tends to be 100 to 150 horse off. So the numbers really didn't mean a whole lot. We were fortunate enough to actually have the highest number on Firepunk's dyno, that's cool. Like out of my engine setup and for that little 72 millimeter to make that power, it's kind of crazy. But anyways, we had 2 spots for 72 fast. The first one, we were already going to use that as like our test and tune pass because we weren't able to get back to the track after we changed out the tires and made more suspension changes. So I didn't want to go out there and just Hail Mary it. I wanted to make sure everything was going to be, I guess, more or less safe and the truck was going to do what I needed it to do. So I was willing to give up one of my spots for a solid A to B test pass. On our second spot, we were fortunate enough to go down to the top 8. Unfortunately, once we got to that race that night, I think the engine was already hurt prior. I seen a couple videos. You can see it on like the 1320 video where I have some stuff spraying underneath the truck. Well, not spraying, but it was smoking underneath the truck the previous pass. And it just so happened on our last pass that it finally let go. And I knew the sound. I knew exactly what happened. Was I upset? Yeah, I was upset, but I just knew like at that point, it's like, all right, like this engine does not owe me anything. After 3 years of abuse, the 100 dyno runs that we just put on it, all the test passes, like nothing lasts forever when you're dealing with this power level and especially out of a heavy truck. So I got it back to the pit. I knew it cracked a piston and I'm like, we're not gonna tear it down. There's nothing we can do. Like the truck's done. We can't fix it here. Even if we could fix it here, like we still can't run any other class at this point. So washed our hands of it, enjoyed the rest of our night. Saturday rolls around. The only thing we had planned Saturday, we had burnouts to do with Onion. Unfortunately, by the time they started the burnouts and we were towards like the end of, I forget how many trucks or vehicles there were. I want to say there was 30 some vehicles and it rained. So when it rains, you can't do a good burnout. They tried, I think 2 or 3 times to like dry the track for us just so we could put on a show. And it was like driving on a frozen pond on like a 4-wheeler. Like you couldn't do anything. So that was kind of a wash. So we just enjoyed the rest of our weekend there. Once we came back, me and the family, we took a little extended vacation and we took the boys to Gatlinburg just to kind of get our minds right. Like we've been thrashing, everybody's been 100 mile an hour leading up to UCC like we always are, and we just wanted to go somewhere limited cell service and just relax. So we did that. Once we got back from vacation, obviously we had to get caught back up on some customer trucks, so we've been banging those out. So thanks to all you guys for keeping us on our toes on the customer trucks, like the day-to-day stuff. Like I truly appreciate it. Now we're at a point now to where we're waiting on some parts, and I can kind of get my mind right to make this video for you guys, because I've had people reach out and, hey, when are you gonna drop another video? And it's like, man, I'm getting pulled 100 different ways right now. But anyway, now that we are up to date on UCC and current situation, here's our new motor. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen like Snapchats, TikToks, everything that I've been posting, like little hints of the engine. Yes, we decided now is our time. Like the old engine, I was hoping we were going to be able to salvage it and just a new set of pistons and throw a set of sleeves in it. Unfortunately, once I got it to fleece and we started to tear it down more, the block was cracked, like it wasn't really usable. So we already knew we were supposed to be a deck plate engine leading up to even before 72 fast. Like we were asking a lot out of that engine, and it, like I said, it doesn't owe us anything. So bit the bullet. We now have a Freedom 6.8 liter wet deck plate engine. That way we can still follow all the 72 fast rules with the cooling system and whatnot. And this motor will be able to handle a lot more power than the other engine. So kind of reason we did that, we might have some plans in the future to compete in the Ultimate Callout Challenge. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be next year or the year after, but I'm simply gonna, that is the only event I have not done with the truck, is compete in UCC. I'm not gonna do it to go out there and I guess dick swing or anything like that, try to clean house. Like I'm simply gonna do it just because I've done every other event with the truck. I've been building this truck for 9 years now, and I just feel if I can go there, get a top 10 finish overall with something that I've personally built and changed over the 9 years of ownership, like I'll take that as a win all day. Like just to be up there on that stage competing with that caliber of trucks, when I've built this truck here in, well, what started in a 2-car garage, and now we're lucky enough to have a 40x60 that we work out of now. So that is probably way down the line of where we're at now, but as of right now, we got to get this thing fired up, put back together, and get back to testing, because we are signed up to do 72 fast in Texas in September. So a little, what is it, we got a little more than a month to cram this all back together and get tested and drive 17 hours. So that's where we're at. I'm going to insert some clips on picking the motor up. We did have this on the engine dyno. We did have some issues with the dyno, but we did make a lot of progress over the old engine setup. So I'm kind of curious to see what it's actually going to do when we do take it back to Fire Punk to fine tune everything, because now that we have the 6.8 liter, it produces a lot more air than what we had. So more air, we can give it more fuel, and we're just going to see what it does. So let's roll some clips. Alright guys, we have finally made it to Fleece. It was a wild morning. And when I mean wild, it's like I literally drove into a tornado, and I didn't think I was going to make it here today. So I started to turn around, trying to run from the tornado. Finally, like, got away from it, just pulled over and sat for probably like 20 minutes to see what the weather was going to do. And then I'm like, you know what? Like, we got to get this done. So we are finally here. Let's go inside, see what Chase and the boys cooked up for us, and we'll catch back up.
Boom! I hate that motherfucking jack, dude.
I hate that fucking jack. God, it's bad.
Lift up on it, get it up under there. See if we can slip this fucking thing fuzz. We're gonna be getting trolled on the internet for not having one of the fancy fire fucking lifting apparatuses. Oh, that right there.
We do have one.
I promise.
Yeah, I get that. Alright, so now that you saw the process, you saw it on the engine dyno, you saw us bringing it back, putting accessories on it, getting it into the truck, that's kind of where we're at right now. Everything kind of just, we get thrown 100 different ways every day, so to stay on top of these videos has been hard recently, but after this video, I feel like we'll be able to get right back on track and start pushing out more videos on the normal. So next video, obviously, we're going to get the front end all back on the truck. We're going to button it up, get it started, and who knows? We might be testing, we might go to the dyno, but either way, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything else you guys have questions about, feel free to drop them below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. But that's going to wrap up this part of the video. We'll see you on the next one.